And it is 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, so it's time for the Pastor's Chat. So, greetings to you all. Probably if you're in Eastern Ontario, almost anywhere, it's been a wet and blowy day. It's kind of, I know it's not snowing, so I guess we should be happy. I think people in Vancouver would probably trade with us. But it's kind of one of those funny days where it's the beginning of what, late fall, really early winter, but it's warm, which is good. But it's rainy and it's blowy and it's not a great day to be outside, but nonetheless, we're here and it's the Pastor's Chat. So this is a chance for you to come online. You should just kind of put it out there. Anybody who wants to chime in, that's great. You can ask questions or just let us know where you are and what you'd like to talk about. I do try to monitor these things later, so if you want to put in the chat something that topic or an issue that you're concerned about or something you'd like to talk more about, certainly feel free to do that, whether live or maybe later on when you're watching this at another time. What are we going to talk about tonight? Well, there's kind of things. There's sort of there's a kind of a liturgical thing, kind of a I don't want to be a practical thing, kind of a close to Christmas, and then a global thing. So just those are my three things. Let's go to the topic. So I'm going to start with it. So we're already deep into Advent here. So it's incredible that we've already gotten past our first Sunday of Advent, which means Christmas is just a little over 3 weeks away. Like it's coming fast. So I think it's, as I was saying at our staff meeting, for clergy, I mean, this is a tough time of year. I mean, it's just you're on a rail that leads someplace, and it's Christmas. This is an easier year because Christmas falls on a Sunday. So it's relatively, most priests would tell you this is the easier one to do. So yeah, Christmas Eve will be busy, as it always is, for masses. And then we'll have, again, as we have in the past, two on Christmas Day, which is a Sunday, that's what we normally do on Sunday. So it's not so different. So the only real change there is that we don't have the 6 o'clock Mass in the evening. So yeah, so it's coming up. It's already, we're well into the first Sunday of Advent, first week of Advent, and we'll be heading to second next candle, then it's Agate, and it's really upon us. So it is here among us. I was just kind of thinking with the candles, and it's been kind of nice. We've been having some of our first communion students who are taking the course with us. They've been coming up and lighting the candle, and it's always nice to see the children involved. So I think it's just been good. There's little traditions that we're trying to get back to. So having families a little bit more involved with liturgy, especially around lighting up candles, and it's always neat to do something kind of special at the beginning of Mass. So it's all good. So I'm happy about that. So just know it's coming. It's a busy time of year. It's liturgically kind of full. But it is a beautiful time, and I think we're going to have winter back here in a couple of days, and just kind of get our heads around it. It just on a day like today, it feels more like spring than it does late fall, early winter. But there we are. So Christmas is coming. We know that Advent is here. We're in it already, and once you light that first candle, it's like lighting a fuse. It all goes pretty quick. So just quick shout out here to Angelina. Good to see you, Jeff as well. Yeah, Vernon, BC. As I was going to say, we're making fun of BC. They got some snow. They're in a bit of trouble. And Alain, Father, say thank you for the ladies for the purses. Yeah, I made a little comment. Alain has been doing some reaching out to people, Indigenous community in Vanier, and one of the things they were asking for were purses. If you had extra purses or old purses, you can donate them to the church, and we'd use them as almost like little packages that we would give out to people who are in need. So it's just kind of neat thing. So we had a number of them come in. I learned all about purses. I didn't know about purses, their names and different brand names and things I didn't know anything about. It's kind of I can appreciate when I talk sailing. Sometimes people get that glazed look. I think it's the same when you talk ladies' purses with me, but nonetheless, they've been very much appreciated, and thank you. Sophia calling in from San Diego, Chile. So God bless. I think I don't know if Chile's in the World Cup or not. I was going to talk about that last, but it's pretty exciting times. So good, Sophia. You get the longest drive. I mean, you're probably 3,000 or 4,000 miles from us, but it's neat that you can still do this online. So certainly welcome to you all. So what do we talk about? We talk about Advent. We already said we're in the first week of Advent, and once that starts, it goes pretty quick. We do have the full 4 weeks this year, but Christmas on a Sunday. But do focus, because it's so easy to get caught up in it, and then hopefully we can really truly kind of enter into Christ coming into the world. That's good news. A little request came in today about decoration. Someone had asked us, this is my second point, kind of a practical thing, but in the past, people have donated poinsettias, and they're part of our Christmas decorations when we decorate. It's always a neat part of the whole thing is decorating the church for Christmas, when we actually get to Christmas, not Advent, but Christmas. And so sometimes people do this in memory of people who have passed, maybe, in the past few years, or even more recently this year. We're just working a little bit with some ladies in the parish who've lost their spouses this year, and it's just a real reminder that happens, and it's kind of painful. So it's not certainly a command performance or anything, but if you would like to do that, you can donate a poinsettia, and we'll kind of work it into the decoration somehow. I think there were some fairly specific parameters, size of pots and things. If you bring up poinsettia, we'll find a place for it. That's not to worry about that. But if it happened to be 10 centimeters across with a bit of gold on the pot, that's great too. But that's secondary. Just if you want to do that and it can be a part of that decoration, that would be wonderful. I think it's kind of a year of all what's going on, with the Ukraine and I think other problems in the world, with still coming out of COVID and stuff. I think it's kind of a bit subdued. So I think this will be pretty kind of simple but tasteful decorations in the church. But nonetheless, always nice to have the poinsettias. And if you'd like to donate one in kind of memory of someone who has passed, or just in memory of someone, it doesn't have to be anything particular, please feel free to do that. You can always just drop them off at the church as we get closer. We'll probably decorate, I think probably Saturday or maybe the Friday before, but we'll be fairly close to. But we can store them. That's not a problem. Just if you'd like to do that, that'd be great. So we talked about Advent. We talked about people giving donations of poinsettias in memory of people who have passed. And that's always a nice thing. It's, again, one of those little traditions that we do here. The hampers are coming along. Ruth and Laura gave a kind of nice explanation of that. So just like the angel tree of old, it's the same idea, that we have hampers. And remember, the parish provides the turkey, and I think something to do with the potatoes, but no, we provide the turkey for the meat, or the ham, one or the other. We purchase that. And then you pick up a card, and on the card it would have the family, the approximate size, what we're looking for, and various kind of number of children, their ages, and all that kind of stuff. So it just helps you to figure out a little bit what you might want to put in the hamper. And then the person would take that and they would do most of the shopping and put it all together and deliver it. So it's kind of nice, I think, because it gets a little bit more personal. Part of that is gift cards. This is just the schools have been asking us to do this because it's just so much easier for the families and for them. We used to wrap presents, which is a marvelous thing. I thought it was quite a production that was done in the past. A little shout out, that was a really neat thing. But with the gift cards, they can kind of tailor it to their own kids, right? Of course, it gets them empowered, kind of empowers them to do a little shopping and to pick up things that the kids really truly need, and possibly something of the gifts that they're really looking for. So that's another thing we do. So there's 3 categories. You can take on a whole hamper, or go in with another family and do that. Of course, you can always do that. And those, I think, are the red ones. And then the other ones are these are gift cards. I think they're the black ones. And if you could just donate a gift card of really any amount from one of the local stores, that would be fantastic. It can be obviously a place that has like toys, like a Walmart or something, but it also could be food, gas cards. Like really, literally anything helps. And we put those in with the hampers, and we mix those all in. And then third thing is important too, and I don't mean to, sometimes these are ascending or descending order, just to pray for these families in particular, that you offer a certain number of masses or rosaries or decades of the rosary. And that's just a way of making this whole thing what we want it to be, is more than simply giving to people, which is a good thing, but to pray for them and to pray for their well-being and that God would move in their hearts and again, they would know and experience the love of God in this world. So that's all important as well. So all 3 of those are open to you. You can see them at the back of the church. If you have more questions, just to talk to one of the ushers, or to we have our information desk, I think, is up and running now. So you see someone at the desk, just ask them and they'll explain it a bit more to you. But that's the plan. Okay, so Advent started, donating poinsettias that are kind of part of or connected to, for Christmas decorations. People maybe that we've lost in the past year or two. might just do that myself. I was just thinking about that. So that would be good. And taking part in the hampers, the Christmas hampers, another tradition that we have here in the parish. It's been very, very generous. So again, thank you for all that. So I want to finish on something that's a little bit more secular, but I was just been drawn into the World Cup. A little different this year, just where it is in the Middle East. So that's the first time it's ever happened. Often it's in Europe. It's a massive thing. This is a sporting event. Is the biggest thing in the world. It really is bigger than the Super Bowl. It's bigger than the Olympics. Like more people, billions of people watch this. It's something that most of us don't. If we grew up in North America, we have many sports, probably football, baseball, basketball. Soccer's in there, but it's around hockey. Like we have multiple sports that we play, and there's track and field and long distance running, and there's lots of different ways that people participate in sport. For the rest of the world, it's really soccer. Soccer is the game. It's the game that people grow up playing. It's the game that people are passionate about. And to have a national team do well in the World Cup it's extraordinary. Like, and again, if you haven't really seen it, it's hard to imagine, even on TV. But to the sense of national pride that countries take in their soccer teams is just really something else. So it's just amazing to watch it, and watch the games and the talent, I think, of the players is just astounding. It's not a game that I really played. I mean, I played, backyard soccer. I know the basic principles of it, but when you see the footwork and the way it's a hard game to do, and to see it done so well. Sophia there, yeah, soccer rules, indeed. And again, you would certainly understand that coming, from South America. Like it is enormously important. So it's a kind of a neat thing. So yeah, we'll have to see how that all plays out. So just watching that and getting a sense of it, that the world could come together over soccer. Now again, it's rivalries and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, there's a ref, there's a pitch, there's rules. You can argue a little bit with the calls sometimes, but generally speaking, they get it right almost all the time. And we can cheer and we can yell and we can shout, but at the end of the day, someone's got to put it in the net. And it's amazing to see. Now, if they could do that for soccer, maybe there's a few other things we need to do that with, economics and even faith and religion and how we live that out. And it's kind of important stuff. So it is what it is. But if you've never watched the game, it's like, oh, a bunch of stuff. I never played soccer. Watch it, and watch it for the drama, especially now we're just finishing up the round robin part of it. Like the first few games are kind of everyone plays at least 3 games. And then sadly Canada was eliminated. They played well though. They have been haven't been there in 35, 40 years. I thought they played very well against Belgium, and Croatia was a powerful team. But we'll see. Morocco's got a lot more to play for. They win and they're in, I think. So Canada's got a lot to play for tomorrow. But beyond our own kind of national pride, watch the games and to see the fans and how they're into it. And I love the commentators. They're so it's just understated. Everything's understated. It's just a marvelous sport, and it's just a simple principle. Don't use your hands. Use your feet. Kick the ball in the net. Everybody else is trying to stop you. It's kind of neat. It's a very dramatic sport. Everyone in the world can play it. Yeah, it's true. Oh, democratic. I'm sorry, dramatic, and it is democratic, but democratic sport is true. Basically, what you need is some level ground and a ball. I know some people did some kind of missionary / service work in Africa, and they were getting ready to go. And I said, look, I donated some money. I said, buy some soccer balls and just deflate it, and a pump, and bring that, and wherever you go, inflate a brand new ball and give it to the local kids. They will love you. They will love you. A brand new ball is a big deal. Marine was playing. They played amazingly well. Well done, Canada, from England. Yeah, I think supporter. There you go. So that's good. That's nice to see that we're getting a little more support there. But it is good. And again, the next round of this. Okay, so we just got our toe in the water here. And I thought they qualified. They're actually first in the qualifying, which is great. That's impressive. But the next round of the World Cup is going to be it's going to be shared in North America. So Mexico, United States, and Canada are going to co-host. It's going to be interesting because now it's so small and hard. It's tiny country. Next time it'll be in North America, so very large and traveling between countries. But it'll be a pretty big deal. And because Canada and Mexico and the U.S. are hosting, then our teams are going to be in. We know that already. A host team always gets in the tournament. How far they go? Well, that's another question, but that's going to be part of it. So we know we're going to be back in it next year, and let's hope we can build from here. So yeah, it's kind of a neat thing. So again, my point being, if we can get this right over soccer, there just seems to be other things that we should do as well. Drinking water, basic health needs, like education, like literacy. Like surely to God, if we can pull off 2 billion people watching soccer matches, could we not get together on a little bit of peace in the world? Something to think about going into Christmas. So anyway, that's my prayer. It's been an interesting day. It's been wet and wild here. As we move closer to Christmas time, please keep Christ in Christmas. Let's try to remember the focus and let's do what best we can. But I do pray that you will have a peaceful, joyful time of this as we move into this very important season in our life. I pray for your families. I pray for all those you love. May the Lord watch over, guide, protect you. Saints and angels intercede for you. May your Blessed Mother wrap you indeed in the mantle of your peace. May God bless you and keep you now in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good night, all. Take care. God bless.